PipeBomb podcast with my co-host, Not Suitable for Mom, DDP Yoga, and joining us as a special guest today is Rach Capper. She is going to be helping us with our live predictions for tomorrow night's Survivor Series pay-per-view in WWE. She has all the matches written down and everything else. We're doing this because Jimmy Barnes, who usually does these live predictions, is not doing well. He's doing okay, but he's feeling a little rough. He needs some rest. So we're going to do this for him tonight. Rach, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
Doing not too bad, thanks. It's been a good week. Jace, how are you tonight?
Yeah, fine. Same old, really.
Yeah.
You know how I am.
Same crap, different day.
Exactly.
Steve, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm still recovering from a crazy pay-per-view last week. So, the fact that there's one tomorrow, I didn't even know about about 10 minutes ago. I'm kind of, I'm intrigued now.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
the only news I've known about WWE is those recent releases the last 3 days. So that's all I've known.
Yeah. And in case you guys didn't know, we are going to do the live predictions. And right after we're done, we're going to get into the live wrestling news and chat because we got some tough stuff to talk about. And unfortunately, a passing of a wrestling star and CFL Hall of Famer. Hey, Izzy, how are you, honey? Love you. And you can't run away with me today. I'm important today, apparently. I have to stay here. Izzy is a friend of mine from Australia, guys. So, yeah. All right. She's a big kid. So anyways, Survivor Series, I don't know about the rest of you, but I've not been watching a lot of WWE lately. I don't know. It just, with all the firings and rehirings and all bad bookings, everything else, I just haven't been watching it. But I still love it. I can't not watch pay-per-views. In which we have the awesome Rach, who loves wrestling as well, but she has all the matches for this pay-per-view written down. So, first, Jason, can you let us know our points first from last month's pay-per-view?
Yeah, well, last month was Crown Jewel, as most of you will know. So, bear with me. I'm just bringing them up. Yeah, so we have Vicky. You got 5 right. Jimmy got 6.
Okay.
And me and Rach both got 8.
Wow.
So, yeah. And the scores overall are yourself with 42.
Ooh.
Rach has 46. Jimmy has 47. And I think for the first time ever, I'm in the lead with 49.
Wow, we are pretty close, eh, Rach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all really on. Well, I don't know whether we're gonna. We normally go from Royal Rumble through, so I don't know if we're gonna count year 1 as well on this or not.
We might. I think we should, but I mean, we'll talk to Jimmy about it. But
yeah, anyway, that's where we are right now.
Jason leading for first time in a long time. That's awesome. Way to go, Jace.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Rach is usually the leader. She's really good at predicting. And the funny part is I always go, well, I'm going to go with Rach's choice because usually she's right. So,
yeah.
But anyways, so why don't we get to the
Crown? I think Crown Jewel would be easy to predict, though, weren't it? To be honest.
Yeah.
That's true. Because we kind of figured, like with Mansoor and Ali, I mean, it's kind of a dead giveaway who's winning, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
There's a few like that, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I hear you, Rach. Some of them are just, you look at it and go, yeah, we already know who's winning, so...
I think most of it most of them I played it safe.
Yeah.
And I know Jimmy as well, he went out on the limb with a couple of them.
Right.
And it didn't pay off, so...
Nice.
Excuse me.
Oh, bless you. My goodness. All right, so why don't we get started with the first match?
Yeah.
Rach, what's our first match that we got going?
Well, the first match is the 20 men's battle royal.
Oh, blimey, yeah, this is going to be fun.
Right, hang on.
Okay.
I'm not going to write them all down. We'll just put 25 man. Yeah, okay.
All right. So we'll let Rach read who's going to be in this match, and then we'll start the predictions. All right.
AJ Styles, Angel, Angela Dawkins, Apollo Crews, Cedric Alexander, Cesaro, Chad Gable, Commando AC, Dolph Ziggler,
Yeah.
Jude Gallagher, Eric, Humberto, Ivan, Jinder Mahal, Monsoon, Montrez Ford, Omos, Otis, R-Truth, Ricochet, Robert Roode, Sami Zayn, Sharky, Shelton Benjamin, and T-Bar.
Holy cow.
Oh, crikey.
That is a full card.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jace, we'll go to you first. What are you thinking?
Crikey, you would do, wouldn't you?
Yep. Put you on the spot.
I don't know. All right, right. I'll try go through them one by one to break it down. I know this is a bit of pain. Who did you say first?
AJ.
Don't think it's going to be him because he's got the tag team thing going on. What does this get them?
I think it's just a match.
It's just a match. Okay. All right. Okay. So AJ, no. Who we got after that? You said it not Commander Aziz or
Angel
Garza, no.
Angela Dawkins.
Tag team, so I would say no. You said Sami Zayn's in it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? Because he's stuck in my head as soon as his name came up, I'm going to go with Ricochet.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right. Rach, who is your pick?
Well, I actually made my pick already. So, because he hasn't been doing much since his rivalry, I'm going to say Cesaro.
Okay.
Yeah, good pick.
Nice. Okay. Steve, who are you picking?
Honestly, excuse me. For this list, I'm looking through. I got the list here. Looking through it, what would make sense for current storylines? Well, like, in quotes, there really isn't any storylines anymore. But current storylines, I would honestly say the only one that makes sense for a push would be AJ, even though the tag team thing that he was talking about.
Right.
Because Cesaro got a push last year at Mania, and then that died out. Apollo Crews got a push with his other language and stuff, and that died out. I just don't really see anyone else here that would get a push. Robert Roode, I mean, again, someone else hasn't had a push in years, so the only person here that I could see getting a push before retirement would be AJ. One last little hoorah, and then then get him out. But again, with the tag team thing, most of these people are in a tag team anyway. The way I'm looking, like Otis, R-Truth. R-Truth isn't in a tag team, but I would never see him. I'd see him. He'd probably come out and think it's a ladder match again, like he always does. So he did it that one year. He did it at the Rumble. So he'll probably think it's some crazy match like that, and he'll try to climb something. So I don't think that. So honestly, I'll go with AJ.
You're gonna go with AJ? Alrighty then. All right. Yeah, this is a tough one because there's a lot of good ones, but I think I'm gonna side with Jason, honestly. Ricochet, they keep throwing him in matches here and there and everywhere, but he really deserves a good push. He's a high flyer. He's a young guy. He's a right age and everything that WWE is looking for right now. And I really think he's great on the mic and everything else. So, I mean, for me, I think he would be a great guy to push. So I'm going to go with Ricochet.
That's who I'd want them to push, but I chose based on who I think they're going to push.
This is true, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. No. All right. Welcome in, Cassandra. How are you? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. All right. Okay, so what is our next match, Rach?
Well, the next match I've got written down is United States Champion versus Intercontinental Champion. So it's Damian Priest versus Nakamura.
Oh, I
Mm.
didn't know that was a match.
Okay. And Rach, I'll go with you first this time. Who is your pick for this match?
I picked Damian Priest for this match, mainly because
Okay.
they haven't done any. They got Nakamura, but they haven't done anything with him. So
Yeah.
with that in mind, I don't think he's gonna win. So I'm gonna say Damian Priest for that one.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah, I
cool.
kind of agree with you on that one. Damian Priest has been doing really well, but Nakamura has not done a heck of a lot lately. So, yeah, I like that choice. Steve.
Yeah, I'm doubling down on Damian Priest. Shinsuke's in that category where I'm not sure if it's just he's a Japanese champion, but he's in that same category with Asuka where he was a champ. See, when she had the tag title and the world title, I had no idea she still had the world title because they didn't do anything with it. She wouldn't even come out with it when she had it with her when the Kabuki Warriors was going on. So, and the same thing with Shinsuke. He feels like that Asuka spot where he's the champ, but you forget he's the champ because of all the other shenanigans with the King Nakamura and all that stuff going on. Whereas
Right.
Damian Priest is on this huge push since he's been called up, and he's like on the edge of going heel. And I think this match could put him over, like huge, taking down Shinsuke.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna double down with that pick on Damian Priest there.
Awesome. Good choice. And well said. Yeah, I do agree with that. Jace.
Ooh, tough one. See, I think Shinsuke's on a little bit of a roll at the moment. I mean, yeah, okay, maybe they're not doing as much with him as they are with Priest.
Right.
But he's got this title and he's doing something with it. He seems to be having a lot of fun with old Rick Boogs. You know, it's a bit of fun in it, and he's got his old music back, the one that everybody likes. And I'm not sure that Priest really needs a push in any, in this way, because he's doing all right as he is.
Right.
Right? You can put a little bit more legitimacy on the title if Shin was to win. And I don't think it would hurt Damian in any way, shape, or form. So I'm going to go with Shin.
Okay. Hey, Ryan, how's it going? Welcome in, bud. I hope you're having a great night.
Hey, Ryan.
Joining us.
Yeah. So, sorry, did you say you were going for Damian Priest, yeah?
Who, me? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Damian because, I think that right now that push that they're giving him, he's a great young star and everything else. And they seem to be pushing a lot of the younger people right now. Nakamura's kind of getting up there. Not that he doesn't deserve the push. I do agree with you with that. He is doing great as of late, but he's only defended the title once in the last while. And, so I don't know. Maybe it could be a good thing. You don't know, right?
Yeah.
All right. What is our next match, Rach?
Well, our next match is the Raw Tag Team Champions versus the Smackdown Tag Team Champions. So that's RK Bro versus the Usos.
Ooh, okay. And your pick, Rach?
I'm going to go with the Usos for this one.
Okay.
Mainly because I still don't quite get the vibe of RK Bro.
Yeah.
But I don't think because I don't like Matt Riddle. Or it just really annoys me for some reason.
He does. Yeah.
But that's been because I've used to watch him in the Indies, Matt Riddle, and he always used to annoy me back then, so it's not just because he's in WWE. So I'm going to go with the Usos on that one.
Okay. I kind of agree with you there because, you know what, like, I do like Matt Riddle in some senses, but the whole stoner California wave catching guy.
Yeah, Rob Van Dam.
Yeah. The bro. I don't.
Yeah, but Rob Van Dam was more entertaining.
Yeah, I would say
Rob
his
Van Dam
flaws-
beat himself up, so he did something with it.
Oh yeah, exactly. He was a lot of that before he became the stoner RVD. So, not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So
He didn't want the man to bring him down. That's all it was.
yep. And
Look at Ryan's comment.
yeah, Ryan just in WWE has fired Jace from predictions. They wish him well in his future endeavors. He can compete in AEW in 90 days. Love you, Jace.
That's right. I would have gone there. I would have gone there anyway.
Yep, exactly. Jace is all elite.
I want to fight John Moxley.
Yeah, no doubt, right? Well, when he's out of rehab, you will probably be the first one he comes to, Jace.
Excellent.
Okay, and Izzy says, I don't know who they're facing, but she's backing the Usos, and they've always been a cool team to the bros, Jimmy and Jay. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I agree with you, Rach, though. Yeah, he is a little annoying. You didn't like RVD? Aw, come on. He was great. His frog splash was the best.
He was one of a kind. I mean, come on.
There you go.
Steve, your prediction for this match?
Well, as being a AEW mark, and not really. I mean, I appreciate tag team wrestling, and so these matches are still big for me.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite tag teams of all time right now is still the Usos.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna back them regardless who they're facing.
Yeah.
But in this match, with that bias aside, I really think the Usos just have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vince is in love with the bloodline right now, so I think it just makes sense for them to get a farther push. So gonna have to go with the Uso crazy here.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. And they've been around quite a long time too, right? And they've always been a popular tag team, whether heel or babyface. So yeah. Jace.
Ooh, it's a tough one, isn't it? A lot of these matches is hard to predict because it's SmackDown versus Raw rather than someone who's, because they're already having the push because they're champs.
Yeah.
So I think you're probably right about the Usos. I'd like RK Bro to win, right? I don't like Matt Riddle, right, with his persona,
Right.
But the way that he's aggravating the crap out of Randy, and Randy's sort of like, biting his lip and all the rest of it through it all.
Yeah.
It is semi-entertaining.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny.
Right, yeah. I can see them splitting up before too much longer, though.
Oh, yeah, I can see Randy RKOing.
Yeah.
I would have done it long before
Again,
now.
he already did it once.
Yeah, let's go through Usos.
Okay.
No one's gonna vote for Wendy. Wendy.
Do I think The Rock will appear for the 25th anniversary? I kind of think so. There's a whole storyline that was pitched for that, Ryan.
Yeah.
I might talk about it a bit after we do the predictions because we're going to do the live wrestling chat after this, so we'll talk about that then. But I do think he probably will. I agree.
Well, that was what the 25-man thing was to do with The Rock.
Yeah.
So there we
Okay,
go.
that makes
He
sense.
might show up. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, my prediction, I think I'm going to go with the Usos as well, because like I said, they've always been a big tag team. SmackDown is kind of towering over Raw right now as a show.
Yeah.
So, and because of what happened at Crown Jewel last month, with RK Bro, it was just off with the stupid camel. And anyway,
See its humps, bro.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Usos for that one.
Ooh, unanimous. I like it.
Yeah, I forgot they'd done that with Bloody Camel.
Yep. Yeah. There's a whole story behind it, which we'll talk about later too. So
okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and I do kind of agree with you, Izzy. RVD kind of ramped himself up, but it was all part of the character. That's not who he really is. It's just the character that he portrayed, and maybe it was a little bit over the top sometimes, but that's what got him popular, right? And it worked for the crowd, so...
Being an ECW and frog splashing chairs, he had to be a stoner for that shit. I'm not going to lie, but...
You'd have to smoke a ton of pot to get rid of that pain, I'll tell you. Right?
the stuff this dude did. Thumbtacks, chairs, frog splashing stuff. Oh yeah.
Ladders.
Yeah.
The van Terminators they used to do. That dude was crazy.
Oh my gosh, yeah. ECW was over the top stuff, so.
Good old Paul Heyman.
Yeah. All right. Rach, our next match, please.
The next one I've got is the WWE Champion versus the Universal Champion. So it's Big E versus Roman.
All right, and your prediction?
Well, like with the Bloodline, like with the Usos, I'm going to go with Roman.
Okay.
Yeah, mainly because the Bloodline are on top at the moment, so I'm going to say Roman.
All right. Yep, and it is kind of true. They're running Smackdown, so I mean, and with the induction of their youngest, the Usos' youngest brother in NXT, so yeah, the bloodline just gets stronger, right?
Yeah.
Steve, your prediction?
Well, I could easily just say the Usos and the Roman are all going to win because of the Rock tribute and all that, but they're going to win anyway. So that they didn't even need the 25-year anniversary. It's Roman. He's going to win. I mean, he's literally the new Brock Lesnar. So,
right.
I mean, he wrestles at least. That's why I don't fully hate him. And you know me, it's crazy. I used to be a big Roman fan when he was going for the title all the time, trying to slay the beast. And now that he's the champ, I'm just like, dude, I want Brock to come back. You know, it's so weird how that works. And then Brock finally comes back. I'm like, finally, let's go. The beast is here. The one time I ever want Brock to win, he doesn't. And I'm just like, yep, of course.
I just hope he appears more. You know, Brock is supposed to be coming back again shortly. And I hope more appearances are in his future. Because as much of a dick as he is, you know what I mean? He's a great character. And he wrestles well. He sells it. People love to hate him.
His back injury, you know, he got bad in UFC. It's still haunting him. His age is starting to haunt him. His past football career. So, like, everything is kicking in. That's why you really don't see Brock anymore. It's just his side. He's got such a weird, unique shape of body that, like, I mean, that's why you don't really see him much anymore. And the only reason he comes back is because they pay him so damn much to come back. So, I get it. But I would love to see Brock more, though, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially come back as a baby, because he kind of had a little baby face run there when he was facing Roman, too. It was kind of weird seeing that. He came back, different look, was a little baby face-ish. It was really weird to see, but I was all for it.
Yeah. Yep. I kind of like this change. Jace.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I think it's again another tough one. I think they're probably going to have to go with Roman. I think simply because he's at the top. There's no point taking him down. Big E doesn't really need any rub off of him. And I'm also thinking, if rumours are to be believed, and The Rock does make an appearance, I think it could affect a lot of the outcome of the match.
He could.
So, depending on what he does, will depend on what happens. Yeah, I will go for Roman, but if it goes the other way, I would not be surprised from the interference of The Rock.
Yep. Yeah. I'm going to go against the grain on my prediction for this one. I'm going to go for Big E.
Okay.
Part of because of what you said about The Rock's interference, this, that, and the other thing. But for me, I think they kind of want to make Raw bigger. And because of the way they're pushing Big E and everything else, he's a great champion. He's better on his own. I miss the Big E Langston of old. You see a little bit of that in the way he wrestles now.
Yeah.
But he still has that, you know, New Day vibe with him.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go for him just based on that.
As long as we don't see his man cleavage ever again.
Oh, Lordy, please, Mom.
WWE.
And no cups falling out while we're wrestling either, right,
Yeah.
Steve?
No swiveling of the hips.
Yep.
Did you see that, Rach, during that pay-per-view? Yes.
Yeah. I'm trying to forget about that, to be honest.
Yeah. Rach has tried to block it from her mind.
You talking about MJF, or you talking about somebody else did it too?
MJF.
Oh yeah. Oh, he had the full shebang hanging out, dude. I don't even know.
Whoa!
All right.
To start off with, so please.
Rachel was really watching that match closely.
We got to see it. We got to see his full Maxwell Jacob Friedman's.
Was that a case of snapping to the Slim Jim?
Yep.
Well, do you remember when AJ had a hole in his trunks?
I remember that.
This was worse.
Mm-hmm.
This was worse.
I remember when John Cena pooped himself too. I remember that one.
So many things gone wrong in wrestling.
I remember Natalia farted on whoever she was facing when she had her in the sharpshooter. I remember that.
Yep.
It wasn't Beth, was it? I don't remember who it was that she was facing, but she farted on somebody.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was. Yokozuna pooped in someone's face too. So
yeah, but that was one of his finishing moves though, so that makes sense.
That's what he was wearing the nappy for.
Yep.
You tell me Rikishi never did anything like that when the Bronco busted people? Come on now.
Yeah,
he had to. Stink. I do wonder if when he did the stink face, he did let rip.
Well, he did once. He did soil himself in the midst of doing something like that.
Sorry, kid. That was the burrito earlier.
Alrighty. Moving on.
You get for being a rookie. That's what you get for being a rookie in this business, kid.
Yep. You've been christened. Rate our next match.
It's the Raw Women's Champion versus the SmackDown Women's Champion. So it's Becky versus Charlotte.
Oh, classic.
All right. And rate your pick.
I'm going for Becky because they seem to be pushing her a lot more than Charlotte at the moment. So I'm going to go for Becky.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that too. The thing is, I know there's a lot of animosity, like real life animosity over and above wrestling between Becky and Charlotte right now. And Charlotte and a lot of other superstars backstage. There's been a lot of crap going on. So it would make sense. I think you're right on that one as well. Steve, your prediction.
Well, Becky and Charlotte are a very classic matchup.
Yeah.
And especially in Survivor Series, they have faced up, I think this is the fourth time now? They're facing Survivor Series?
Yeah.
And so by the statistics here, it looks like their one-on-one their head-to-head one-on-ones are almost even throughout their years. And this one is more spotty for me because Becky is like this unstoppable, new heel force that just shows up now. But Charlotte's also Charlotte, and that's WWE's golden child. So I don't want to say no contest because that seems too cheap, and WWE doesn't do that shit. AEW would, but WWE does. I'm gonna go with Charlotte on this against my better judgment. Like my heart's telling me Becky, but my mind and my realistic view is telling me Charlotte's just gonna take it.
Okay,
so
awesome. Makes sense. I mean, well said. Becky and Charlotte. I'm going with Becky. Her storyline has been great, aggressive, competitive. Everyone doubted her, and she made a great champion. She earned it herself, made it to the top by herself. Yep.
It's true. She's very good.
Izzy's pick. Nice job, Izzy.
Very good champion.
Absolutely. Yep. Becky 2 belts. Jace.
Yeah, pretty much what Rach said. I Charlotte's busy doing her own thing anyway. This is just another thing to push Becky even more than she is already.
Yeah.
And I think to get away a little bit from the stigma of the business with the 26-second win over Bianca.
Yeah.
They're saying,
Yeah.
look, okay, she did that, but that's not what defines her as a champion.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it would make some more, again, it's another case of Charlotte doesn't need it. She's doing her own thing. It's fine. Becky just gives her that extra little bit legitimacy.
Yeah, makes sense. I know, right?
Yeah. Well, what did I say?
It was that because that's what I am.
Legitimacy.
Yeah, don't worry. I did that during my son's little meltdown that he had earlier, and all that came out was blah, 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 blah. That's about it. Well, pop it up and try living.
Yeah, let's try that one more time.
In English, please.
And action.
Yeah, and words are hard. Okay, I'm gonna go with Becky as well on this one. Like I said, they're really trying to push over Raw and SmackDown and stuff like that. So, I don't know what is going on with Charlotte right now, but I think promoting Becky is their goal right now. So, yeah, I'm going to go with her for that.
Okay.
It would make sense, but again, the Big E doesn't make much sense anymore. So that's why I'm choosing Charlotte.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, our next match, Rach.
I've got the 5-on-5 Women's Survivor Series match between Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. So on Team Raw, we've got Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Carmella, and Queen Selena versus Sasha Banks, Shayna. I can never pronounce this one's name, but she's the one with the green hair, right?
Yep,
right
Shotzi.
tag.
I got you.
Natalya and Toni Storm.
Yeah. Both really good teams. This is kind of a tough one. Hey, no, you know what, Izzy? It's okay. Everybody has their opinion, right? And nobody's wrong. There is no wrong opinion. It's your personal opinion. So don't worry about it. Don't apologize.
Hey, I chose Charlotte, but I like Becky a lot better, and I'd rather have Becky win. But I'm going based off my experience watching WWE. So
yeah.
So I mean, I'm not saying I like Charlotte more. I'm just saying I like Becky way more. But Charlotte has still got that Flair name, and that's how Vince, you know how that works. So
yeah, it's just you find sometimes that Vince kind of prefers people, so he allows them to win.
Yep.
There is one thing I would still like to happen, which they didn't really do. Is get the 4 on one brand and form that stable that they always promised was going to happen. So you've got Becky, Charlotte, Bayley, and Sasha all together as a female stable, because you don't get many female stables.
No.
And I'd like to see it. It may not happen because there's too many egos involved, but it'd be fun. It'd be fun, even if just for a short while.
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? Like we'll talk more about it later in that sense of it, but there is never any wrong opinion. It's your choice. It's your opinion, and it's never. You know what? It's up to you. Whatever you prefer, right? It's not wrong. So, no apologies, lady.
I would love the stable thing, but Vince hates stables.
Yes,
breaks them up all the time, and it's such a heartbreak.
Yeah,
because some of them, like Sanity, are so good. The Wyatts were so good. I mean, even the Shield was awesome too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but they just doesn't like the whole stable deal, and I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I know.
All right. So Rach, what's your prediction for this match?
It's a tough one.
Both really good teams.
You know what? I'm going to go with Team SmackDown. For no reason, I'm just going to go with Team SmackDown.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these are both stacked teams. every woman on both of these teams are really, really good. So, it is really a tough choice. So, Steve, what's your prediction?
SmackDown, but I will give you a reason why.
Okay.
Well, first, I mean, we'll go with Raw, and one of their members did get replaced, so that already throws things off on that team. But the other thing is that the SmackDown star power is just way, way more right now on that side. Because really, the biggest thing Raw's got is Sasha, and Shayna's on there. But the problem is that they buried Shayna after that cell match she had. They buried her. Yeah. She is the most rolled up superstar in WWE in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
She's got the most roll up losses. And Natalya hasn't really been there. I mean, Shotzi's awesome. Toni Storm, she's getting buried now. So really, the only thing I see there, I mean, Liv's getting a push right now. Granted, she's probably not going to win her title shot. Queen Zelina, she's Queen Zelina because of that push. Carmella's just got some weird push going on too. And then they got, Bianca and then Rhea. So, I mean, there's no, that star power is just way more right now. The only way I could see Raw winning is if Carmella and Liv start fighting and going at it. The classic. Yeah. And even then, I think they'd still have a Dolph Ziggler deal, whereas 1-on-5 and he still won. So I still think something like that would happen. So if Raw wins, I'd be very shocked with this one.
Yeah. Okay. Jace.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get which teams get them getting muddled up.
Raw is Bianca, Liv, Rhea, Zelina, and Carmella. Yeah. SmackDown is Shotzi, Natalya, Sasha, Shayna, and Toni.
Well, I think I'm going to go.
Did I have the teams backwards then?
Yep.
Okay, well then I'm going for Raw then.
Okay.
Right.
Whatever team has Liv and all that, that's team winning in my opinion.
Okay, I was going to say it sounded weird when you said it.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt though.
I have the list of matches here, and I think they have them on the wrong side, so it confused me.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for SmackDown, and kind of I feel a bit opposite way to you, Steve, because Selena, okay, yeah, she's queen of the ring, but they haven't really done an awful lot with her. Carmella is sort of nah, she's just there. The other three, fine, all cool, right? But I think the SmackDown line is slightly stronger. You say Toni Storm's getting buried. I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
Right? She came out and she challenged Charlotte, didn't she?
Yeah.
Okay, Charlotte said no first of all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got this other sort of the other business. She's still sort of saying, look, whatever happens, I want to fight you. Regardless of what happens at Survivor Series, I still want to fight you for that title. So I think she's, if not getting the title, I think she's certainly going to get a little bit of a push on it. Then we got SmackDown again. We got Sasha,
Sasha, Natalya, Shotzi, Toni Storm, and Shayna.
Yeah, see, the only really one that's not getting any sort of push at the moment is Natalya.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yet she's still a legend. All right, perhaps she's not as had much success as she should have done, but she's a damn good competitor, right? Yeah. And we know she can go in the ring. So I think SmackDown's got the stronger side. Personally, I'm not saying that they won't do something with Selena, maybe later. Maybe Carmella, they'll do another thing with her again, but I think her gimmick's a bit crap, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes more sense for SmackDown to win.
Yeah. Okay.
My concern was the whole team switch, the replacement, the last minute, because every time they do that.
Oh yeah.
That's my concern with that mainly.
Yeah. And I agree with you on that. Because Toni Storm was just announced to be on SmackDown and everything, be on their team and everything else. So,
this is supposed to be Aaliyah originally, and then they changed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually, I'm gonna go with SmackDown as well. But I mean, both teams are well stacked. Zelina being Queen of the Ring. Carmella, you could do with her, do without her. I liked her fabulous days. I liked her then. I don't like her quite so much now, but but Shotzi, love her. Natalia, I've always loved how hard she works. Sasha, yeah, she's a hard worker as well, but Shayna Baszler's a tough one, and so is Toni Storm. So, but Liv is a good competitor, and like Steve said, Liv and Carmella could, start arguing, ruin the whole team aspect. Yeah. So, but yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I miss with Shotzi is they've got rid of our tank.
Yeah.
The best thing she had going for her.
Yeah.
I like that. The tank was great.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about the fact when they bring NXT people up to WWE is when they take away their gimmick that
and their last name
for them, and then like Keith Lee, the bask in his glory was amazing. It brought him up. Everyone loved him. Then they brought him to WWE and dropped everything. And where is he now?
Well, he's right. Gone,
so
on his 90-day waiting. Yeah, that's where he's at.
Exactly. So this is the thing. It's a tough one, but yeah, I'm gonna stay with SmackDown on that one.
Never gonna forget when she shot the tank at Dakota Kai on the War Games match. Yeah. Freaked her out, and then she climbed the cell with the damn trash can and jumped in. That was awesome.
It was she shot in the plums with the t-shirt or whatever it was.
One
of the guys.
Yeah. I can't remember now. No, it's been a while. Yeah. But
right in the what's it?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, well, poor guy. No kids for him. But anyways. Oops.
Yeah.
My son wants my iPad, so one second.
This is a robbery.
He's stealing my iPad. Okay, out.
It's a robbery.
Okay, out you go.
Okay.
All right.
Some more chocolate milk.
Yeah, okay, love you, bye.
Love you too. Love you too. Love you too. Love you too.
Bye.
Love you too.
Okay. Anyway, all right, Rach. Our next match, please.
Last match is the 5-on-5 Men's Survivor Series match.
Oh, yeah.
For Team Raw, we've got Seth, Finn, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, and Austin Theory. Now, remind me again who's Austin Theory is.
Steve?
Who's Austin Theory?
He's that dude that takes selfies after he beats you.
He was in NXT for quite a while, did a good job in there. And he's had a bit of interaction with Ray and Dominic.
Right.
All right, okay.
Yeah. He's a good young talent.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
For Team SmackDown, we've got Drew, Jeff, King Wood, Happy Corbin, and Sheamus.
Yeah.
How they do with Corbin?
Flipping slap nuts, Corbin.
Sorry. Rach, your pick.
Well, I'm going to go with Team Raw. As much as I like Drew and Jeff,
right?
I just can't stand Corbin. I think he should have gone months ago. Years ago, actually.
Yeah. Future endeavour.
So, yeah, I'm going to go for Team Raw.
Okay. And this is the thing. A lot of people don't like Corbin. They don't like it. The only thing I really liked about it, and Steve brought it to light as well, was his entrance music. I love his Lone Wolf entrance music. It's the best music I've ever heard in WWE, personally.
Oh, man.
I love it. But him himself,
It's the same thing with Shayna Baszler. I can't stand her, but I love her theme.
Yeah. Rach, sorry. Steve, your pick.
I'm going with Team SmackDown. Actually, Team SmackDown this time. Okay. I just see it as a way to put Drew McIntyre back over into the title picture.
Right.
Leads his team to victory, challenges Roman. It just makes sense for that aspect of it.
Right.
So I'm going to go with Team SmackDown on that. And because Happy Corbin, I don't like Baron Corbin, but Happy Corbin's that's my guy. So I'm gonna pick my guy 100%. 100% of the time, that's my guy right there. So
Right.
he's happy, I'm happy. So that's all I got.
Yeah, exactly. Izzy says Sheamus was a good fighter back when Teddy Long was running SmackDown, when Sheamus was running under the title, the Celtic Warrior. That was a great storyline. Yeah, it really was. And he is a great person. He hasn't been around in a while. He's kind of been laid back lately, especially with that. He's had his nose broken twice in the last year. Yeah. No, I agree with you there, Steve. It's Jace, your pick.
Oh, I think I'm probably going to go for Raw because I think they've got the stronger team. Personally, it's not even the fact that Corbin's with them. I just think that at the moment, the direction they're headed, that Raw have got the people in their squad, and as you were saying, Raw needs that little bit of oomph to get them back to where they were.
Yeah,
because Raw's not been the top brand for a long time. I think it's improved lately, but it's not quite there. So they do something like this. They got good people in there, right? I know. There's a lot of argy-bargy between them, which could affect things. But yeah, I think Raw.
Okay. And I don't think I gave my prediction for the women's 5-on-5. I was going with Team SmackDown for that.
Yeah, you did. So I've got you down for that. Yeah.
All right. Just making sure because I wasn't sure if I did. I didn't write because I write them all down. Anyways, I'm gonna go with Team Raw as well. Yeah. So Steve, sorry, you're on your own on that one. But
it's been that way a few times. I'm all right with it. That's why I'm here.
This is just the way it works. The reason
we gotta have opposition.
The reason I'm going with Raw though is because I like Seth and Finn. They're both strong. Austin Theory is kind of like Rach said, she didn't even know who he was, so it's kind of like but KO and Lashley is a tough son of a what, and you know what, like he'll make most of the team. Nobody likes him though, so I can see there being a lot of animosity on the team, but them working well. But KO's his his contract is up in January.
Yep.
So I could see it being like his last kind of push hurrah before he ends. So yeah, that's why I'm going with
that's if he leaves. It doesn't mean he's going to.
This is true. This is very true. Yeah.
I don't know. So, I predicted Kevin Steen in this near future. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no doubt, right? Okay, where did I put mine?
Kill Steen, kill. He's coming back.
Hello to Louise.
Yeah, exactly. Louisa, how's it going, sweetheart? Good to see you.
Sorry, Louisa. I'll get it right one day.
One day, Jace. We're not going to hold our breath. Yeah, that's my buddy Steve.
Howdy. Yep, DDP Yoga. That's right.
But thank you so much, Rach, for getting all those matches, and that's everything, right?
Looks like
that's everything until they announce. In case they announce something else. So
not a lot of matches.
No, but I think that 25 men's battle royal is going to take up a lot of time.
Well, and the Survivor Series matches as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's quite a good card actually, as far as Survivor Series go.
Yeah. I think it looks like it's going to be pretty good.
I just hope it's as good in reality as it looks on paper. Because quite often you get these pay-per-views and the matches are sort of a bit half-assed, to be honest.
Yeah, this is true.
I'm not going to really hold my breath on any of it. I'm not going to have any expectations because I'm coming off Full Gear last week. I don't think there's many pay-per-views the rest of the year that could be anywhere near that. So I'm just going to enjoy it for what it is and just hope it ends up being a good card.
I still need to watch Punk versus Kingston. I haven't watched that match yet.
Oh man, that was one of the better matches of the night, just because it wasn't even a wrestling match; it was a fight. It was just straight up like a brawl. It wasn't even a wrestling match.
Yeah.
I just hope it's better than the exploding barbed wire match that they had, because I thought that was a bit. I thought that was a bit weak.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
things considered, there's all the hype for it. I mean, Moxley, Kingston, both seen them go, but it was a bit sort of
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the build up.
Bit of a limp squid.
All that build up for it to go.
Yeah. Unfortunate botched ending, and at least they, tried to play it off like it was just them pranking him.
Oh, but, yeah.
So you got to give them that. You can't just pull the old Vince and act like the pay-per-view never happened.
Yeah, and this is it, right? Like, they didn't even really promote this pay-per-view at all.
That's why I didn't even know it was happening until you messaged me like an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, and the funny part is, I didn't even remember when it was until they messaged me, or Jason said something to me the other day, and not to forget about today about it. He goes, "Don't forget, we have the predictions before our chat," and I went, "Oh wow, right? Sure, I'll be there."
Yeah. She messaged me and said, "Are you going to join for predictions?" I'm like, "Predictions for what?" And then she had told me Survivor Series. I was like, "Oh, okay. I didn't know that was still a thing."
Yeah.
Did you know that Jay Lethal is now joined AEW?
Yeah.
Jay Lethal from Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
This was Eddie Kingston we were going on about, not Kofi.
Yeah, it was Eddie Kingston, but yeah. There's Eddie Kingston and Kofi Kingston, but I do agree with you, Izzy. Yeah, there are some things, you know what, like there's some wrestlers and a lot of people take it seriously sometimes when they're playing the characters. That's not who they are in real life, but I do agree with the pushes and stuff like that. Alrighty, guys. Thank you again, Rach, for writing all that down, for getting all our predictions for us. As usual, you did a wonderful job. Thank you, Jace, for recording all our scores, and we'll see how we do. The pay-per-view starts at 6 for the free preview for an hour, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for the start of Survivor Series tomorrow night. But we are going to continue this live with we're going to be talking about some live wrestling news and chat. But unfortunately, once again, which seems to be the theme of our show, we have a death to report. Angelo Mosca has passed away at the age of 84 due to dementia. He's been battling it for years. Now, if you don't know who Angelo Mosca is, he is an ex-CFL player. He was a defensive lineman for Montreal Alouettes, Ottawa Rough Riders, Hamilton Tiger Cats. Yes, Canadian. He then became a wrestler. He worked as a hero for a while before turning babyface. Commentated for Maple Leaf Wrestling. He was a Canadian hero known as King Kong Mosca and the Mighty Hercules. He was in the Canadian Football Hall of Fame in 1987, Hamilton Sports Hall of Fame in 2012, Ontario Sports Hall of Fame in 2013. He wrestled Bob Backlund, unfortunately lost. Calling commentator for WWF for 84 to 95. Promoted the NWA in 85 to 87. And retired from wrestling in 86.
Probably why I wasn't aware of who he was, a bit before my time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always sad when someone in the business goes, so.
It is. Yeah. I was sad because he is a Canadian football star as well.
Well, obviously,
so I knew he was
from your local area.
Yeah.
So
he was from Hamilton. Yeah. So, but he did do some stuff over in the NFL as well, which is the National Football League in the States. Yeah. So, absolutely. Thoughts go out to his family and friends and his wife, who still is living. Married his high school sweetheart. So, best wishes to them. Yeah. And Rach, in case you didn't know, we end up having this theme all the time where we end up starting a live with a passing of some wrestlers.
The curse of the show.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
So this is our first topic conversation, which I'd like to get everybody's opinion on. We have more releases in the WWE. They have let go John Morrison, and his wife, Taya Valkyrie, is not very happy about it. She is very upset and made it quite verbal. Top Dollar from Hit Row is now gone, as well as Ashanti Adonis is gone. Isaiah Swerve Scott is gone. Tegan Knox. What? Sorry.
So that means Hit Row basically don't exist anymore.
Basically, yep.
Yeah.
Tegan Knox has been let go. She'll be going back to being Nixon Newell. Drake Maverick has been let go again. Yep. Shane Thor is gone.
Wait, you gotta say it like Jericho. Again.
Because this is not the first time he's been let go in WWE. Right. This is twice now, so.
You've been let Jackson
go again. Shane Thor is gone, and Jackson Riker is gone. And we know Jackson Riker from fighting with what's his name? Yeah. So, but they said this is going to be a regular occurrence. A lot of people on this list that I just announced were blindsided by this. WWE does not support their wrestlers, and there has been 64 people or wrestlers released since November. So, Rach, since you're our special guest tonight, pardon?
I was just going to say, and I think that was before that lot were announced. It was 64 before that lot were announced. So we're talking 70 odd now.
Well, there's more than that because you got to consider employees and everything else too, right?
Well, yeah, true.
Yeah, John Morrison is gone again. But Rach, since you're our special guest tonight for our news and chat, what's your thoughts on all of this, all these releases?
I don't know what's going on with the WWE. Because this seems more like he's just getting rid of people that don't do anything. I mean, wasn't Nia Jax recently released as well?
Oh.
Well, I'm not sorry to see her go, to be honest.
Hers was actually more justified, at least.
Yeah. She won't hurt any more wrestlers.
That's true.
For these ones, I kind of see where John Morrison's wife's coming from, because she's only just this minute joined the company, hasn't she? She hasn't been there long.
No.
They hyped her up. Oh, here's Frankie Monet's coming in, hyping her up, and then gone. I don't know.
What about I don't know what she's called, but she used to be called. The woman who used to be married to Darby Allin. I can't remember what she used to be called.
Oh yeah, Priscilla Kelly, now Gigi Dolan. Yes. Yep. That's who.
She's still wrestling in the.
She's still in the champion circle.
Yeah,
Toxic
I can't
Attraction.
see.
Yeah. Gigi Dolan. Yeah, she's still there.
Okay. I can't see. I can understand why they're doing it, but it seems to be a lot straight away. So.
Yeah.
But it's this is the worst I've ever known it for WWE, getting rid of employees. I mean, and that, as I say, that's just the wrestlers. That's not including, backstage crew, ring crew, because obviously we had people like, I can't remember her name now. The female backstage, Charlie Crusoe.
Yeah.
Let her go. Why? I know why to a degree, but now they're getting back on that tangent again.
Yeah.
It sort of seems a bit weird they let it go, knowing that they were going to go down that route anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It beggars belief. I mean, they're feeding right into the hands of AEW.
Yeah. They are.
And even if they don't go to AEW correct because of AEW connection with Impact, you can see them going to Impact instead and rebirth. Yeah. I think Impact, right, has been saved by AEW.
Oh, big. big time.
Right? Because, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, when it was TNA, it was fantastic. And then when it all started changing, and you know, I still think a lot of it was to do with Hogan and Bischoff screwing things up when they came in.
Which doesn't surprise me, especially with Bischoff, but anyway.
Yeah. Just, you know, boosted it all up. And it's never been the same since. I mean, flipping heck, people like Jeremy Borash leaving, who was like one of the main people behind it.
Yeah.
You know, for him to go and want to work with WWE says a lot of bad things about Impact. So getting these guys back in that are, I've been watching it on and off. I'm still not entirely convinced by it, but it's better than it's been in quite some time.
True.
So, you know, WWE getting rid of all these people.
Yeah.
There's plenty of places from to go now.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor, if they increase the production values,
well, they have to. They're on hiatus right now, though.
Are they?
Yeah.
Ah, right. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why quite a few of their wrestlers have gone. That's why Jay Lethal's gone to AEW.
Yeah.
Ah, right. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, they need to work. I suspect Ring of Honor will be back, though, at some point.
Well, the problem was the production company that was putting Ring of Honor on every night, like televising it, is in huge amounts of debt. So they had to shut down everything for a while. So Ring of Honor will not be broadcast for quite a while. So it's indefinite right now. That's the thoughts on it anyway. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. And I mean, hopefully they come back soon because I liked Ring of Honor.
Yeah, that's some good stuff on there.
The only thing I'm going to say about Ring of Honor, I don't know what he's doing now, but I pray to God that AEW don't get him. And that's a certain villain, shall I say. I won't say his name.
Oh.
But I'll say a certain villain, if you know who I mean.
Yeah.
I probably don't. Okay.
No, you probably don't, but I do get it.
Jace, you knew him as Party Martin.
Oh, bloody hell, not him.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want him.
He's always been crap. I'm sorry, but I've never liked that guy.
Yep.
Yeah,
exactly.
but it's not about him being not a very good wrestler. He was caught up with all that trouble last year.
Yeah. Well, considering that blooming Rockstar Spud chinned him back in boot camp.
Yeah. That's why I was like, no, thank you. No, I'm good. Steve, we'll get to you in just a sec. I just want to say hi to Danielle. How are you, sweetie? I hope you're feeling much better. She's been really sick lately, but I'm glad you're feeling better. And I do kind of agree. Jim Morrison, the way they brought him back, they were doing really good when it was him and Miz and everything else. And the fact that they broke them up, like WWE faithful style, I think that kind of ruined everything for him because he just did nothing after that. So I do agree with you. Danielle and her husband do watch a lot, especially her husband watch wrestling, and he plays wrestling on like game console. So that's she's become another wrestling fan with me.
Is it me?
What's that?
Oh, sorry, you're right. You're sorry. I thought you'd frozen then for a minute.
Yeah, my internet's kind of wavy. I know Rach keeps freezing a little bit too, but they need to release Sammy. But no.
My internet keeps going a little bit.
Yeah, mine too. So it's Rach and I kind of going in and out here. Sami Zayn, no, Louisa, he's actually really, really cool. His character is very annoying. Yeah. But anyway, Steve, your thoughts on all of these releases?
Sorry about that. I was sending a message. Now the releases, so when they had that huge list, like in the summer releases, then I was like, all right, there's that. They've done their yearly releases. They're done. Let's see what happens. Well, then they just had that fat list that they just did again, where it was the Keith Lee, the Nia Jax, Eva Marie, that whole list, and then and I was like, okay, now it's the end of the list, and then here's like 4 more. So it's I keep seeing and I don't like joking about it because these are people losing their jobs. So I mean, it's still a horrible thing. But when it comes, because they just showed the trailer to the new WWE game 2K22.
Yeah.
And I keep seeing jokes like, "Oh, here's the roster of 2K22," and it's Roman Reigns, it's Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, and Sasha. That's the whole roster. And I'm like, honestly, at this point, it's getting to that where it's not even coming down. They can't even use the excuse, "Oh, it's the age and weight" anymore. They can't even use that excuse anymore.
It's got to be a nightmare though for anybody making that game because, and there's another thing I'll bring up later, but you think about it, the game comes out, and half the roster that's on the game aren't even employed by the company anymore.
Yep. Like in the trailer, they have Murphy in the trailer, and he's been gone since the summer. So exactly. I mean, it's like really awkward how that works.
Yeah. And the thing is, too, you got to think about the fact, like, I realize they're trying to bring in the younger generation of wrestlers and everything else to appeal to the younger generation of fans and bring the fans in. But what brought the fans in, a lot of the fans, are the people that they just released.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. So, like, I mean, the fact that one thing, and I think it was the biggest issue for a lot of fans this year, and we've talked about it several times, was Bray Wyatt's release. Rotunda.
Yeah.
Where is he now? What is he doing? And everything else. He was the scary of wrestling that we needed in WWE. And they just dropped him like a hot potato. He was doing really well. He was the top merch seller, top fan. Like, he was the top person who brought the fans in. A lot of the reason people watched Raw to begin with. And then they just gone.
Yeah. Well, even apparently Alexa, she's not going to have the same gimmick when she comes back.
Yeah.
So that whole sort of dark underside, because that was the whole thing. Was they needed to still have that dark element, right? And Undertaker, he's gone and he's pretty much said, I don't think he'll ever be coming back now as a wrestler.
No, he's not. No,
right? I don't, I know we said that before, but I just can't see it happening. He's missed several Romanias now.
Yeah.
So they needed someone else to take up that mantle, and Bray Wyatt was it.
Yeah.
Right, I think Undertaker himself said, like, this is the guy.
Yep.
And just all that's gone now, and they're trying. They say that which is the show is Raw supposed to be the more adult of the two.
Yeah.
Right. So Raw needs something of that element.
Yeah.
He's like they don't have to be really like down and out evil, just a bit sinister and a bit strange and off kilter.
I've said it 1,000 times. They need an Abaddon.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. That's what they need in WWE right now is an Abaddon, and I can see Rach smiling. Yeah, they need
even in the YouTube
factor.
videos, she keeps that factor. She's such a good character.
See, I still like Rosemary. I still like Rosemary.
Yeah,
in TNA.
Yeah, Rosemary's another one.
Yeah.
I loved Decay.
Yeah, I loved Decay. Right, Decay when they had Abyss, Crazy Steve, and Rosemary, brilliant. They're great.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. But I digress. I mean, this is the theme of WWE for the last 2 years. This is all we've seen, and they keep saying budget cuts, or it was this, or it was that. Nia Jax, Steven, Jason, I all know that it was because of vaccinations. Is what it was. She does not want to get that, and there was like several other stars that felt the same way, and they were released for that reason.
And that's fair enough. I mean, the WWE are probably thinking of public safety and the safety of the other wrestlers.
Right.
Right. They have to take that into account.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then company guidelines is company guidelines.
Yep.
And you have to abide by that. So those ones getting let go, I can understand it, right? I wouldn't say I'm happy about it, but I understand it, right? But the people that have been in there and just like working their
Done
asses
everything.
off to make the company good. And then
Yeah.
WWE just going to go, no, we don't want you no more. Bye.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
ridiculous. The whole
Yeah.
situation is just beyond pathetic.
Yeah, it is. And Danielle is agreeing with you, Jace.
Yeah,
She's
thank
agreeing.
you, Daniel.
Yeah. At least someone
I
does.
tell you what I would love to see in the in probably AEW will suit better. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but there's the wrestler called Chris Ridgway, and he is how can I describe him? He's a mixed martial art wrestler, but he's as tough as anything. You type in Chris Ridgway and you
Yeah.
see how tough he is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll have to keep a look out for him. If he turns up anywhere, right, you'll have to let us know.
Yeah.
So
at the moment, he's
I have
in
trouble
Japan,
remembering names.
so.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I have trouble
Go ahead,
remembering the names.
Yeah.
He's in Japan at the moment, so not with New Japan because he's an independent wrestler.
Right.
But he has been in Progress. What else has he been in? He's been major over here in the British UK wrestling team.
Okay.
But at the moment, he's in Japan.
Definitely keep an eye out for him because I'm sure he's got big things coming.
Yeah.
He sounds like a really tough competitor.
I'll tell you someone who I thought was doing good. I mean, obviously I'm quite a way behind. But old David Finlay Jr.
Mm-hmm.
With that old Finn, I do like the team. I don't know if they're still going now. The team of Finn Juice.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought they were quite entertaining and good wrestlers.
Yep.
It's weird that he's got an American accent and his dad is flyably Irish, but you know.
Yeah. Finley. No, I'm just joking.
I'm Finley, and I love to fight.
Yeah, Dave Finley is an absolute legend. He's right. Him and Regal, you know, top British wrestlers.
Yeah. Okay. The next thing that we're going to talk about, though, is Hulk Hogan. I don't know if you guys have seen. He's been in the news lately, but he's dealing with a number. Yeah, I know, right? No, he's dealing with a lot of health issues. Ric Flair and Jimmy Hart, they have all kept in touch with Hulk Hogan. He's had been visiting them and everything else and talking to them, keeping in touch. But Brooke, his daughter, said that he's had 25 different surgeries. But the last surgery in the last 10 years too. But his daughter says that this last one seems to have given him a new life. He works out about 2 hours a day in the gym. So hopefully this helps him, but he is getting up there in age. How old is Hulk Hogan now? Like almost 80. Almost 80, I thought, isn't he?
Really?
Steve? Is he?
Oh, he's 68.
68. Okay, so he looks like he's 80, but but yeah, I just Hulk Hogan, I tell you, I don't know what he's always in the news for something.
Yeah.
So
always in the news, brother.
Yeah. All right. Scarlett Bordeaux. We all know who she is. We know that she was recently released lately.
Yeah.
Engaged with Karrion Kross or married. I think they're just engaged, right?
Karrion Kross has gone as well.
Yeah, those two really shocked me when I saw those, Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Those the two releases really shocked me.
Yeah, that was the latest one that we had reported on a couple of weeks ago. And it really blew me away because they had brought Karrion Kross up to the main roster and everything else. But I think the outfit, see, this is what I'm talking about. When he was in NXT, you look at the outfit the guy had on, right? He was great, had his wife with them, everything. They were doing wonderful.
Complete star power.
Exactly. They brought him up to the main roster, stuck him in this
made a joke out of him.
Dumbass looking outfit with this helmet.
Oh, it was shit. And he even said that.
Do you know what he looked like?
What?
A rejected character from blooming Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah,
It was actually
Blooming skeletal sidekick or something.
It was actually an outfit that was used in I think the '90s by I forgot what team, but it was actually a recycled thing that they brought back, which doesn't surprise me.
No. But she's actually scheduled for a few appearances with Resto at their Killer Instinct event on February 5th in Rahway, New Jersey at the Rahway Rec Center. Her no-compete clause expires in December. So, Rach, what do you think of it?
Like I said, I was really shocked when I heard their release, but I'm glad she's getting independent work, getting herself back out into the wrestling world. So hopefully, maybe this will lead to something for her.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah, so
well, she's already got a match scheduled. I don't know if you saw that.
Yep.
Well, so I don't know what Danielle's going on about. Saying about kicking your boot off. Say that again. What again?
Because I keep telling myself I'm stupid or whatever, and if I say that about myself, she gets very upset with me.
I thought it was because someone saying WWE is going down the drain.
No, I agreed with her on that.
That's 100%.
I don't think WWE will ever go away.
It's not gonna go away, but it's gonna keep getting less popular.
What's that, Rach?
I said not with Vince in charge.
Nope.
No, but the thing is, I know it sounds nasty, but I think the best thing that could probably happen to WWE right now is for Vince to shuffle off this mortal coil, right? And well, at least let somebody else take the bloody reins for goodness sake, right?
Well, this is it. Right. We've been talking about this. How many times have we said it, guys?
I know, but it's because I don't even know that if Vince knows what he's doing now, and whether he's being manipulated by his higher ups, because even for Vince, this whole thing seems completely absurd with what's going on. Yeah, it's absolute farce.
Yeah, and no, Dee, this is the thing. All I'm saying is, the way that they're going right now, it's going to take a hell of a lot to build them back up. They really need to smarten up. They're getting rid of all this amazing talent for no reason at all. Like the Hurt Business. They broke up the faction and then put it back together, which they should never have broken it up to begin with because it was a tremendous faction. Then you look at the fact that what they did to Karrion Kross, what they did to Keith Lee, Mia Yim, Nia Jax, I kind of agree. Like, I was upset that she left and everything else because she's a great wrestler, but she needs to be a little more careful in her wrestling, retrain, not be so, because she's injuring a lot of people on purpose and stuff like that. So, I mean, she needs to retrain a little bit. Just a lot of people that have been released, I was quite upset about because I'm like, these people just got their start. They were really good, and then they're letting them go, Oh. So, I love you, but those is fighting words. Yeah, I know. Oh. Go ahead, Rach. Sorry.
And you've got people like Dolph Ziggler, R-Truth.
Yep.
Who else?
Jinder Mahal.
Jinder Mahal. These guys should move the young talent, come up and do something with the WWE, do something with the other talent. You've got all these amazing talents that they're letting go, and you still got people like those.
Well, look at Eva Marie. Why the hell did they even bring her back to begin with? For what, a 2-month storyline with Alexa Bliss and Doudrop?
Yeah.
And then she's gone.
Please change her name.
I wouldn't be surprised if Doudrop gets dropped soon.
Piper Niven. That's her name. They need to change it back. I agree, Race. They need to change her name back. But this is the thing. You've got talent like Piper Niven, and you put her under someone like Eva Marie. Was it just to bring up Piper and boost Piper and make her into who she is now? But they're not doing very much with Piper's character now that Eva's gone.
No.
So this is my issue with all these stupid releases, and Scarlett is a perfect example. She was just released last month, like a couple of weeks ago, and she's already booked and ready to go in another competition, ready to wrestle.
Yeah.
Like, this is the thing, like, she's ready to go.
Yeah, and I'm sure that if Piper does never get released, I'm sure there's plenty of British independent wrestlers, even Impact will probably take her.
Yep. Piper's amazing.
They've got,
she really is good. Sorry, Jace.
Oh, what's her name? There's a wrestler, Jordana Grace. Have you ever heard of her?
Yep.
Yeah, I think I know
She was an independent wrestler. She's now on Impact and doing great things in Impact. So,
Yeah. I just think they need to look at who they're picking and look at Corbin. They've had him for years. He sucks. Let him go. They should have kept Bray Wyatt. Like, and then you look at Chad Gable. He's a great wrestler, but what they're doing with him right now and Otis is so stupid.
That annoyed the crap out of me with Otis, because him and Tucker were a damn good tag team.
Heavy Machinery was amazing.
They split him up, right? They made Otis into something, into a character that
with Mandy, which
work,
Yeah.
right?
He looks like a thumb.
He's a thumb from Spy Kids.
No. But Otis was a good fun character. They were a good tag team, right? Yeah. And as much as I like Chad Gable, right? The Alpha Academy is very meh.
Yeah, you know what? He kind of took over that role of like Georgie Animal Steel and the Bushwhackers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we need stuff like that. And he had that laugh factor. He was hilarious. Then he had the little romance going on with Mandy Rose. And it was actually working. But this is a thing. Yeah. So I do, and I'm sorry. I didn't think Danielle's giving me crap in the chat here. Yeah. Look, Corbin does suck. He's not good in the mic. He is not a good wrestler. I apologize. But Chad Gable is not the greatest thing. I'm just saying he is a good wrestler. I don't like what they're doing with him right now. No.
You got to remember as well that Chad Gable, it was a legit wrestler.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
Yeah.
Because he was in the Olympics or whatever it was.
Yep.
Right?
Another Olympic one. Yep.
Look how good. All right, Chad is not a patch from Kurt Angle. We never will be.
Oh, right? God, no.
Kurt Angle was exceptional, but he's legit. Corbin, what does he do? What is his moveset?
He's happy.
His most impressive thing is sliding out the ring, sliding back in, and delivering a clothesline.
That's happy.
Yeah.
That's his moveset.
There's another wrestler who was Olympic. He was an Olympic boxer in AEW. Anthony Ogogo.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's another wrestler, if you can call him a wrestler. But he can't wrestle.
Yeah.
He sucker punches someone. He still thinks he's a boxer.
I think, Vicky, are you trying to get to another point, my love?
Well, all I'm saying is, you know what? Like, there are good wrestlers with bad storylines and bad wrestlers with good storylines. That's all I'm getting at. Yeah. And no, he is not. The hot dog vendor is a better wrestler than Gable. That depends on if it's Ryback or not, or Kane, or Kane. You know what I mean? I just want to say, love wrestling. Welcome in Brian from Scotland. So good to have you here. LA Knight is good, eh? LA Knight is not bad.
LA Knight was better when he was in Impact. When he was Eli Drake, he was good. Now, not so much.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway,
we're gonna move on to our next thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk. This is something funny. I had to put it in. This is really kind of irrelevant, but it's funny. We watched Crown Jewel last month. Randy Orton and Matt Riddle came to the ring, but Matt Riddle came out on not a scooter, but a camel. And Randy Orton requested to come out on a camel as well. Although Vince said no. Randy was not allowed to come out on a camel. And of course, Riddle's rebuttal was, dude, sometimes you're just not the one who rides the camel. So, I had to be, because it's funny, but Randy Orton actually wanted to ride the camel out with Riddle and was told by Vince no. So
did they say why?
Nope. There's no reason given, nothing, but Orton was really upset.
Yeah, perhaps it was they didn't feel it would fit with Randy's character. You know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Or maybe they could only afford to rent one camel.
Maybe.
They had to trade it for 20 chickens.
Yeah, what do you think, Steve?
I don't see Randy riding a camel. I'm shocked on that. It doesn't fit the Randy Orton character. So
no, but I mean, they could have made it into the whole story that somehow Riddle persuaded him to do it.
Yeah,
I honestly, he's there, sat the camel going.
Yeah.
You know, that would have worked.
Yeah. I think it's because of the way Randy's supposed to be in that team.
Yeah.
I think that's the only reason.
That's a little bit too much.
It would have been funny. See, that's the thing, though, is that so there will be. It's not professional wrestling. We know it's sports entertainment, and that goes back to the releases. Like, it surprises me that there's such a demand for a certain type of superstar when it's sports entertainment. Like, if we want to get technical, like even like Kane, we were talking about the hot dogs and Kane. Even he wasn't a great wrestler technically. He just was a big, scary, big persona that you wanted to see win. So
the moves he did very well.
He did. Yeah. But I mean, it was just another huge. He's a big monster character, and that's why he was so entertaining. But seeing Randy Orton in the camel would have been a great thing to see in that pay-per-view. It's a big injustice that we didn't get to see that.
Yeah. Rach, what do you think about all that?
Especially if he came out, last thing, especially if he came out looking like he didn't want to be there. Then that would have been great.
It. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right? Or they could have had, right?
He should have RKO'd.
They could have had Riddle come out on the camel, doing his thing, being all that lot. And Randy was like, I want to do that. And they bring him out on it. They just said, no, we haven't got a camel. We ain't got another camel, mate. You have to use the donkey or something. Yeah. He comes out on this half-staffed donkey.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But, Rach, what were you going to say?
I can't picture him on a camel. I can't picture him on a camel. I'm trying, but I can't.
Well, you know what's going on, don't you now?
Yeah.
Randy's got the hump. Oh, sorry, that's a dad joke.
Oh boy! Next topic.
Yeah, please.
Poor Randy. For Randy, that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Oh, for goodness sake!
Yeah, that's it, right?
He's just trying to he's just trying to get his team over the hump. That's all he's trying to do.
Oh, okay, guys, come on.
Right. Next, please. Somebody
moving on. Brian says Betty humps a lot. I don't know.
I like those signs for the speed bumps. They said humps for 200 yards. Yeah, I bet they do.
All right, on that note, okay, our next topic of conversation now. Louisa with Sir Humping. Yeah, exactly. That was the name of the camel. Brock Lesnar has been suspended indefinitely from WWE. Is it part of a storyline, though? Because he has he found a loophole because he's talking about being at the sidelines of every pay-per-view or every wrestling. December 10th he will be there on SmackDown, and they're talking Lesnar versus Reigns at WrestleMania. Yeah. So Steve, I'm going to go with you first on this one. What do you think of this suspension? Do you think it's part of the storyline? What are you thinking?
I think it's a work. I mean, it usually is. I mean, the only because usually when there's like a suspension in WWE, you don't hear about it. That's how you know it's a real one. So when it's a work, that's all they do is let you know about it. So I think it's a work.
Yeah.
He didn't get suspended when he actually went apeshit backstage. So I'm sure that this one isn't anything different.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping that it's part of a storyline because I don't know how many times they've played the storyline though. You know what I mean? Of them sitting at the sidelines and then getting involved in the match and everything else, right? So
yeah.
DF, welcome in. How's it going? Yes, Survivor Series is tomorrow night. Can't wait. Yep. Rach, what do you think of Brock Lesnar and this whole thing?
Yeah, I think it's a work. I think it's a work. I don't think it's suspension. Because they haven't given any reason for it. So normally if it's a suspension, like I'm going to use Reigns for this. When he was suspended, they actually told you why he was getting suspended. But with this one, they haven't said why. So I think it's going to be a work.
Okay.
So this is on top of the storyline that they had with Adam Pearce.
Yeah.
So he's legit suspended.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wonder what he's done wrong this time then.
I don't know. They really didn't give an answer to why he's suspended, but I'm pretty sure it could be something like throwing a championship belt at Vince's head.
Well, he's done that before, hasn't he? Yeah. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
who knows with Brock?
Right.
He's a very temperamental young fellow.
Maybe put him in the dustbin.
You never know, right?
Maybe he picked up it to put him in the dustbin.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to see that. Vince upside down in a trash can.
Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of partial to it, you know.
I'd say 20 years ago that would have been a storyline.
Yeah. See? I'm not. See, here's my thing with Vince. Okay, you know the guy is just like his dad. He is not going to leave the business till he's dead.
No.
But he should step back a little. Let Stephanie and Triple H take over. Because the way Triple H was running NXT, which he's not now, we know that for sure. No. The way he was running it was amazing. He was doing a phenomenal job with it.
Yeah.
And to me, I think that made Vince a little upset that show was getting more views and promotion than Raw and SmackDown. But if Vince had been running those two shows the way they were running NXT, he probably would have had a lot more success and not had to worry about it. But even Stephanie said, if we take over, it's going to be a company-wide joint affair if Vince leaves, because they want to make sure that everybody gets equal opportunity to run the show. It's not just going to be Vince runs everything, because he has his hand in everything.
Right.
So
Vince, you know, for his time, absolute genius, right? So the things he did for the wrestling business, it needed it.
Yeah,
right? It needed it, and it made it stronger for it.
Yeah.
But have you kind of noticed how where you had the territories before, then Vince went and brought them all up and made WWF as it was.
Right.
You're now kind of reverting that to that again, because you've got the, you know, the if you like, the three other big competitors, right? With Impact, AEW, Ring of Honor when it comes back, if it comes back. And you have got what seemed to me to be a lot of small independent companies now running their running their own thing, and they're running from a set base.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they might not necessarily be on TV.
Yeah,
but it's
exactly.
their territories. You get them like they used to do. The kids get the tickets, go down every week to watch the local show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and that that's a good thing to my mind, because you've opened up the door for a lot more people that might never ever have got another got a look in, a chance to at least have a go at being a professional wrestler.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and the other thing is Vince needs to recognize that he's got serious competition.
He does, and this is the thing. I think he does realize it. I think it's the media who's saying, "Oh, Vince doesn't care," this, that, and the other thing. Because I think genuinely he does care what's going on. Because I mean, that's his baby. He inherited it from his dad, and I do get what you're saying, Dee. But Stephanie has said on countless occasions that Vince has his hand in everything. The one thing I defended Vince on, first of all, is the writing team has a ton of storylines, and they only give Vince so many storylines to work with. But the problem, and this is from wrestlers, this is from Stephanie herself. No, I think that they're talking about it, Brian, but I'm not too sure what they're doing with NXT UK yet. I think it's still going, but hopefully it'll still, like, for the time being, NXT UK is still a thing. But anyways, sorry. But Vince has said it. Stephanie has said it. Triple H has argued with Vince on countless occasions. Paul Heyman has said it. Ric Flair has said it. That Vince, he just, I don't know how to explain it without making him sound bad, but because he is the boss, he runs the company, and what Vince says goes. Right? So if John Laurinaitis comes to Vince and says, we need to release these guys, they're not doing anything, this, that, and the other thing, Vince will do it. He'll just go, okay. But the fact that some of these wrestlers get a text message, or they don't even get a phone call, they get an email saying that they've been released, instead of pulling them into the office and sitting them down face to face and saying, I'm sorry, but we can't use you in the company right now, or I'm sorry, but we have other plans. We're releasing you. They haven't had that courtesy. And the thing is, AEW is serious competition, although the way AEW is going with them constantly hiring people, I think they're going to sink themselves in that sense. And WWE is never going away. No, that's never going to happen. But Vince needs to step back, because he could turn around, have a storyline, and 30 seconds before that person goes out of the curtain, he changes everything. Nothing makes sense sometimes. Storylines sometimes end up, you watch it, like the whole Bobby Lashley Lana thing. They didn't even wind it down and end it and dwindle it. They just cut it and dropped it.
Couple of things to say. As far as I know, what's happened with the WWE NXT UK is that they're not shutting down NXT UK itself as far as the TV side of it goes. It's the, if you like, the offices, the UK offices, I believe, have been shut down.
Yeah.
So it's all been run from one thing now. As far as Daniel's getting thing, right? Okay, maybe Impact isn't where it was, but it used to be serious competition. And I'll tell you for why I know that is because they were selling out over here in the UK more than WWE were. Right? Now, whether that's because it was left foot, left softening or what, I don't know. But that certainly was the case. AEW, I think, are serious competition, right? Are they getting the leftovers? Yeah, and that irks me somewhat, right? That they're employing all the ex-WWE, and that's what happened with Impact, is they employed too many of ex-WWE people.
Yep.
And it ended up being all about them, instead of the people that actually founded the company in the first place. And I think AEW aren't to that level at the moment because they've still got people like Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, right? All right, been around for a long time, but SCU is still in there doing their thing. Scorpio Sky, bloody blah, right?
They got a lot of originals.
They've still got a lot of the originals left. And some of those guys, right, and you can disagree with me all you want, have got incredible talent.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, you
like
look
Kenny
at who
Omega.
started AEW. Who are the owners of AEW? Is Chris Jericho from the WWE.
Well,
he knows how it works.
Yeah, he
Cody
doesn't.
Rhodes.
He's not a member of the Elite, though, is he?
No, but he owns rights to it. Like, they started the company. Chris Jericho, Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega are the four
I didn't realize Jericho was an actual shareholder.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, but yeah. So, and these guys are wrestlers who, right? And you said about WWE leftovers. Well, you could argue that with Cody, right?
Yep.
Right. Even the Young Bucks, I think, were in WWE briefly, weren't they?
Yep.
Kenny was in there for like a promo. Yeah, he was in there shortly.
Right. So they've all been in there, and it was guys that felt very passionately about the sport, and this is why I think they work. They felt very passionately about the sport, and they wanted to see guys that weren't getting the chances or that had been overlooked or whatever, getting the chances they deserve.
Yeah.
Right. And you've only got to look at the viewing figures for AEW and what they do. All right, they may not have been what they were when the first initial impact, but they're still high, right?
Yep.
And I know a lot more people that tune into AEW now than they do WWE anymore. Right? I love WWE. Don't get me wrong. I always will. Same as Vicky, right?
Yeah.
But they need to change something. They need to. Whether it's Vince needs to step back, or whether it's they need writing staff who actually know about wrestling and aren't just some
half of the writing staff that WWE has. Yeah, half the stuff that WWE has for the writing team don't even wrestle. Yeah. But the only reason I'm saying AEW is competition. I'm not going to say that they're going to take over WWE and WWE is going to go away, because that's never going to happen. No. Vince has his hand in everything. There's not a decision that's made in the WWE without Vince's say-so. So this is what I mean. Like, he needs to step back and he needs to let Stephanie and Triple H take over more, relax more, go vacation. He is over 70 years old now. Yeah. And he's got family, grandkids, many years. WCW, ECW, they were big at one time as well. But the thing is, the one difference is when you work for WWE, you stay in your lane. You do not get to know your fellow wrestlers, especially if you're new. You stay in your lane. You stay in your own dressing room. You do not talk to the talent unless you're told to. That is it. It's you stay quiet, don't speak unless spoken to. That's the way things run in WWE. And I'm not just saying that from my point of view. This is several ex-wrestlers from WWE over the years that say that. Several of them, especially newer ones. Okay? It looks like camaraderie and everything else, but it's not. It's all for show. You go to AEW and they're encouraged to get to know their fellow wrestlers, get to know who you're wrestling, your competition, everything else. There's a lot of things in WWE that the minute you say something wrong, you are off all of WWE websites, all videos of you are removed, everything. If you say anything against WWE, it's hilarious.
You can't even sneeze next to Vince without getting in trouble.
Exactly. If you sneeze next to Vince, and I'm talking literally like, sorry, Vince, I sneezed, you can be fired. And that's not a lie. That's not made up. That's not a joke. But all I'm saying is he does need to step back. Sorry, Rach, go ahead.
Just trying to think who tapped him on the shoulder and then got suspended for a few days. Was it Tyson, wasn't it?
Was it Sami Zayn? He got suspended for a while because of it. Someone like that.
Yeah, Sami Zayn was the one. Yeah. Shawn Michaels, Rock, Taker, Rock. They all say yeah, you know what I mean. But this is the thing. You look at it.
Look at the names that you're mentioning, though. To be fair.
Yeah. Go ahead, Steve.
Okay.
Brock has had his issues with Vince.
He threw a wrestling belt at Vince's head, and he was suspended and fined.
Yeah, and the others, you got to remember what success they've had in WWE, right? So they've not most of those guys, as far as I know, apart from perhaps very very early in their careers, have never been anywhere else except WWE.
Yeah, the actual WWE homegrowns. Yeah,
right. Well, yeah. I mean, Vince has said it himself. Those guys, right? Not Brock so much, but they're buddies with Vince.
Yep.
Right. So they're not going to say anything bad about him.
Well, and Michaels is literally best friends with Hunter, or with Paul Levesque rather. But
yeah.
They're not going to say anything bad about Vince because they've got no reason to.
Booker T's the same way.
Oh, he'll bash AEW as long as he keeps his spot. Yeah, no, he 100%. He's been doing it. So,
but it's in their contract that if they say anything against the WWE, they're fired instantly, and they will be fined. They go to I know that a lot of people. And D, I hope you're not getting mad at me for this, but I'm just saying the thing is, this is the way it works. You really have to look into their contracts and stuff. Shawn Michaels made it big. He did but in the locker room, he was hated for quite a while. So was Triple H. So was Brock. Brock still is by a lot of people. Charlotte, a lot of the stars hate her backstage. But she creates her own animosity. Sorry, what?
She got big heat backstage.
Oh, huge. But this is the thing. Most of what we see in the ring are just characters. We don't get to see what's in the background. You read Shawn Michaels' books, they're only allowed to say so much, or they go to court. They actually, before pay-per-view, will put out a list of words that the commentators and wrestlers are not allowed to say.
Yeah.
Period. And if they say it, there's a fine, possible loss of job. It's crazy. But anyways, we're going to go down this rabbit hole too far.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
Moxley. Before
Moxley,
well, after he joined AEW, he wasn't allowed to talk about WWE through that 9-day period. But the moment he hit AEW, he let the world know what he thought about WWE.
Yep. And look at CM Punk. First thing he said, it was a place that made him sick. Yeah. It made him physically ill. CM Punk had a staph infection and everything else that got really, really bad, made him really severely physically ill, and WWE did nothing about it. Nothing.
No.
The contracts, if you search it enough up on the internet, you can actually see some of the contract stuff. But they hide a lot of it because there's a 90-day no-compete clause. That 90 days, they're not allowed to talk to media. They're not allowed to wrestle. Nope. They're not allowed to be in venues. There are serious restrictions. You're not allowed to use your name, everything. He was very bitter, but it's what Vince put him through. And it's not just Vince. I'm not saying all of it's Vince. It's the staff.
You got to give Laurinaitis some credit, too.
Yes.
So
yep. Yeah. Laurinaitis is another one.
Well.
Yeah.
Adam Cole is another one. Vince was
Daniel Bryan.
Salty about not getting a bigger push. He was champ for over a year.
Yeah.
That wasn't his issue. It was that he was sick. He was miserable. He's a champ for almost 300-something days, and he was miserable.
Right. I think we ought to bring a conclusion to this, if I may say so.
Absolutely.
Danielle, you're fully entitled to your opinion. Right, you disagree with this, that's completely fine.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
But one thing I will say to you is, look at how big a star Stone Cold Steve Austin was.
Oh, huge.
And he left for a while.
Yeah.
Ask yourself why that was. Right? Yeah. And it wasn't well, basically, as far as I can remember, it was down to his health issues, and he wasn't getting listened to.
Yep.
No.
So I'm just saying. Anyway, I think we ought to move on because otherwise we've been talking about this all night, and I'm sure Vicky's got other things she wants to discuss.
Yeah, it's getting late for your across the ponders too, so don't want to keep you too late.
I'm not saying you're right or you're wrong, Danielle. I'm just saying this is just what we've heard, right? Now, whether that's 100% accurate or not, I don't know. But also, you're going by what you've heard, and we don't know that that's 100% accurate or not. Right. So I think we have to disagree. Agree to disagree. Right.
Cole has come out and said why he's left.
Yeah. And I'm trying to be diplomatic as possible here, so I'm not ruffling anybody's feathers.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate it, Jace. And the thing is, too, if you read a lot of their memoirs and books, a lot of the wrestlers that have left will tell you why. Yes, ex-WWE, big stars and whatever else, but yeah. Some are very bitter that their push wasn't big enough. Some are bitter that their push was too much because their health suffered. So, anyways, and here's the perfect one, Undertaker. Constantly getting shots in his knees and everything else just because of the money that he was offered, and he couldn't say no to the money, so he wrestled and whatever. He was Vince's best friend, didn't want to let his best friend down, so he continued wrestling.
So now
yeah, and he's now going under surgery for his knees and hip replacements, but he says it's going to have to wait until after hunting season because we know the Undertaker and his hunting. But he also said that his wife, Michelle, was underrated, that she should have been given a better shot. She was a 2-time Divas champ and a women's champion. She never asked him for help. She never said, go to Vince and ask him this. She never asked for anything. She wanted to do it on her own and everything else. But he even said himself, she deserved more push in the WWE and everything else. So, but I'm glad he's getting surgery. He's been suffering, and even Michelle said herself when he had his, I guess, the story that he went through when he talked about himself and what he went through. He's in pain all the time.
Yep.
To the point where he can't walk. And so now he's getting his knees and hips replaced. I think it's time he's due. But yeah, the poor guy. I mean, he's how many years?
I think it's time for the Hall of Fame, the retirement, and the move on.
Oh, there is one other thing I would like to say as well to Danielle. Yeah. It's nice to see someone who's passionate about it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And as we all should be.
Yep. Yeah, we're all very passionate.
Regardless of whether we agree or we don't, it's nice to see your passion. So I do admire that.
Yeah, me too. And that's the thing. Like, it's everybody's opinion. We're not agreeing or disagreeing with it, but this is just our opinion of what we've seen, what we've looked at, and everything else. So, but what do you think, Rach? Do you think it's about time for the Undertaker to get some surgery?
Yeah.
Good on you. Good on you, Danielle.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
You just have to look at that match at Crown Jewel. That was a bad match. He should have not even come back for that. Yep. So I'm glad he is finally getting the surgery and the help that he needs.
Yeah.
So I hope everything goes well for him. And maybe this might relieve his pain a little bit.
Yeah, maybe he can walk a little bit better and stuff like that. Well, we love you, Dee. We really do. She said, thanks, Jason. We love you. And thank you, Louisa. But we love you. And like I said, it was just personal opinion. This is what we see. This is what we report, and we're not saying everybody has to believe what we're saying or whatever. But if you don't, you can't come back. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But sorry, I'm just trying to make light. But, this is the passion that a lot of people need.
Yeah.
And you are right. We don't see enough people with this kind of passion for wrestling. No. So, and last thing of the night, just a congratulations for Mr. Bret Hart who he's a Hall of Famer. He graduated at the age of 64 with a Bachelor of Arts in Health and Physical Education at Mount Royal College in Calgary. He was studying film before, but he quit to wrestle at 19. He's been in several TV shows, and he was even a genie on the stage show of Aladdin. But congratulations to Bret Hart on your diploma.
Yeah, fair play to him. Well done, mate.
Yeah.
Yep, and I thought that was really, really cool that they brought that up. I mean, Bret Hart has done a lot of wrestling over the years, one of the greats. Even he got screwed, you know.
Well, we know that, but you know, it's what's done. You know, kid, it's what's done has been done, and you know, I think even Bret's moved on.
Oh, big time.
Bless him.
But they are talking about the same situation happening between Charlotte and Becky on tomorrow night, so we shall see.
Oh well,
yeah,
well,
it is.
If that happens, Charlotte will be gone.
Yep, she will be gone with Andrade. Andrade El Idolo.
El Idolo.
But yeah, I think that's really cool for Bret Hart that he got that and everything else. All right, we're gonna end it there. Went a lot quicker than I thought it was going to with the predictions and everything else.
Yeah. It's highly entertaining tonight.
Yeah, exactly. And I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Rach, thank you so much for joining us tonight for the chat afterwards. It was awesome to have you as a special guest. And again, thank you for all your predictions. Any last words, Rach?
No, thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. You're welcome anytime. Steve, any last words?
It was, again, thanks for having me. It's a great chat. Even with the arguments, I live for that shit, so it's fun. You know, I'm the biggest AEW mark there is, so it's awesome hearing the other side's opinions. So
yeah. And
all I will say is, right, I got the impression that CM Punk had a chip on his shoulder, and I've always thought that.
Yep.
So there you go. You're not alone.
Yep. Yeah, we all thought that. We all think it's that thing.
Yeah.
But anyways, I want to thank everybody who came in tonight. We had 17 there for a bit at the very beginning, so I appreciate that. For everybody that came in, Rach, we love the passion. Thank you so much for giving your opinions and everything in the chat, as well as you, Izzy. Thank you so much, Louisa, and everybody else that was here, and Brian for being here for the first time. DF, thank you again so much. And I think we had Ryan Milky in here for a bit. But we will see you guys again in 2 weeks with another wrestling news and chat. And I will hopefully see you guys on Monday on Twitch. We have some things to talk about, and I have a trivia. So anyways, guys, talk to you later. Have a wonderful night. Bye.